Today is a day that I am going to remember for the rest of my life. And it's good news. And I'm so excited to share it with you. This is all about staying the course, doing the work, even when it's hard. Let's get real. Are you a brick and mortar business owner that has put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up and serves your clients really well, only to be frustrated that you're the best kept secret in town? If you're not hearing your new clients say, "I found you on Google," then you are in the right place. Welcome. My name is Melissa Rose. I'm a mom, a brick and mortar business owner, and your straight shooting visibility coach. I've cracked the SEO code to becoming the top choice on Google in my industry. And now I'm sharing the secrets on this podcast. Get ready for stories, fail-proof strategies, and practical tips to elevate your brick and mortar presence to the top choice on Google. Let's get real, because we're going to make your business the only option in town. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility. Happy Monday if you are listening in real time. If not, thank you so much for checking in and listening. This is a podcast where we talk all about SEO, your Google business profile, and tips and tools in running a small service-based business. My name is Melissa Rose. I'm your host and guide as I share with you all the things that have helped me in my brick and mortar business to help you. Today, we're taking a little hiatus from Google business profile or SEO because it is a transformational, pivotal day in Ms. Melissa Rose's life. And the reason I'm sharing it with you is because I want to share the journey of a little bit of the hard, a little bit of the amazing, and what can happen on the other side if you stay the course. So before we dive into the juicy content that I have for you today, I want to remind you to grab a Google business post, your Google business profile, and update with a post from your social media, or maybe something coming up, or a blog post that you did. Bring that over to your Google business profile so that remains active and current, and Google is crawling and searching for you so that Google can push you out to more people. So when that Google profile is updated consistently, and I recommend weekly, Google likes that. So let's get it going. Grab something that's maybe evergreen, or maybe you have an event, or maybe a time-sensitive thing that would show like what you're doing throughout the year, and bring that over to your Google business profile. And if you don't know what I mean, if you just kind of glazed over right there, grab my free Google workshop. It's in the link here in the bio, msmelissarose.com/deals if you're not, if you're right at your desktop or mobile. And grab it. It's free. It's about 30 minutes long. It tells you what to do, exactly what to do, how to do it, where to do it, and when to do it, so that you can create this foundational SEO in your business. All right, we're going to talk about cash flow. My mentor coach says, without money, there is no mission. And that is so true, because without cash, you can't do it. You can't pay employees. You can't scale. And let's be real. The reality of cash flow is legit. I don't know about you, but for my business, it's a seasonal business. My money-making time is late August to May. And then I have these summer months that are really slumpy and they're slow. And you can get hit with that, or you can get hit with vendors not paying you or clients not paying you. Or you could have an IRS audit that, they tell you you owe back taxes. And there's so many different things that can happen in business to impact that cash flow. In fact, cash flow is the number one reason businesses go out of business. You get stuck and you are constantly hustling. And that frantic energy, that frantic, doing anything, you're bringing then in wrong clients that aren't your ideal clients, because you're just taking anybody because you need cash so bad. And it's just this ripple effect. And we've talked about that in past episodes. So cash flow is a big, big deal. Okay. And you know that. So that's why I want to share with you this book. And I have talked about it on the podcast before, but I have now, literally today, I am seeing the fruits of the labor of doing this framework in the biggest way I have ever felt it. My dad always told me to pay myself first. And I got it. I understood what that meant, but I didn't understand how, because after paying all the bills, I felt like there was no money left for me. And my dad wasn't one to show me how. He was just one to tell me advice. And I picked up this book, and it changed my life. And that is why I'm so passionate about referring it first to every business owner. And that book is called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I read this book for the first time in 2020. And I read it probably 3 times, and I tend to read it in January because we're all just kind of refocusing on ourselves of how we can be better and how we can be more impactful and do things better in our world, in our circle. And this book just re-energizes me every time I read it. But today, I get to see the fruits of the labor. So like I said, I read it in 2020. And we all know what happened in 2020. However, because of this framework, I was able to stay the course, even if it was really, really hard, so that I could create a future self that I said thank you for. So what is Profit First? Profit First is a guided book that is done so well. First of all, it's funny. I highly recommend the Audible. It's funny. He's hysterical, and he's so real. And he basically breaks it down into 5 buckets. I'm going to give you the cliff notes here, but please, please, please pick up the book and support this author. We have 5 buckets to put our money. First of all, we get the big bucket, which is the income. And then we're going to have an operation expense, a retained earnings or profit, your taxes, and your owner pay. Again, I'm giving you the cliff notes. He goes into this pretty deep, but what's awesome about his book is that he does it really deep in the first part of the book, and then later on in the book it's like, okay, he explains more. So if you're really not great about finishing a book, it's okay, because he sets you up for success right away in like the first few chapters. Okay, so getting that income bucket, and then you're going to take percentages to each of the other buckets, and that was the game changing mindset shift for me. It wasn't I have to bring $4,000 over into my personal account. It was, I need to bring in a percentage of my income to each bucket. And that, to me, is the biggest takeaway from that book. Because when you are doing percentages, you are always winning, in my mind. Okay? So even if you choose to take, let's say, 1% of your income and bring it over into your profits, that means, let's say you got paid $100. You take $1 and bring it over into your profits. You are still profitable. And that's the whole point of his book, is that you are profitable, because it doesn't matter if you make $100,000 a month if you spend 101 in expenses, 101 grand in expenses. You're not profitable. So it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And because of this framework, and because I was diligent, and even during those lean months, my percentage, I would just say, you know what, during these lean months, I have to bring the percentage down. I just can't transfer over that much money in either buckets or any of the buckets that were delegated. But I was still doing a little bit. And that's the key for me, was that it helped keep that profit, keep that owner's pay, keep the taxes, keep those things going in the right direction all the time, every month. Now, the other awesome thing about Profit First is he has these milestones that you get to celebrate, and that's quarterly and yearly. So for your retained earnings or profit account, you set aside a percentage every time you're paid into that bucket. Okay, so from the income, you take the percentages from that income bucket, percentage to retained earnings or profit, percent to your pay, to owner's pay, and percent to taxes. The rest then goes to operation, okay? And that's how much left you have to do your business. So that is a great way to then really focus you on what is necessary, what is needed in your business versus want. And I just got the compliment this past week that I'm very practical. And it made me smile, because I'm not going to overextend myself, because it just creates more wrinkles, more gray hair, and more stress in my body that I don't want or need. So we're going to do what we can with what we have. And that was super helpful. Like, just really, do we need that software? Do we need that upgrade? Do we need that prop? So we're being fiscally responsible there. Then as you add a percentage to your retained earnings, your taxes, and your owner's pay, your retained earnings is your profit. Now, many business owners might just leave that profit and let it grow. Mike Michalowicz, the author, says to take out half of it every quarter. And that is such a lovely, lovely thing to do because you build up this little nest egg, and then at the top of the quarter, you get to take out 50%. And you can take it out for you as an owner pay. Or you could choose to put it back in your business and invest in your business, or maybe put it back in your business to pay off debt. So this is just a fun way every quarter to reap the benefits of the discipline that you put into action. Did you know the work you do today will shape your business 60 to 90 days from now? That momentum doesn't stop there. It ripples right into your personal life. So let me ask you, based on what you're doing right now, where are you headed? Will it be the same old thing, different day? Or are you really ready to level up? If you're shouting level up, let's make sure it actually happens. Join me and a crew of powerhouse business owners in my mastermind called Level Up, Your Business, Your Life. This isn't just another meeting. It's your secret weapon to accountability, strategic thinking, and inspiration. We meet monthly to empower each other, take bold action, and crush the goals that really matter. Want to know more? Head to the link in my bio or visit msmelissarose.com/mastermind. It would be my absolute privilege to be part of your journey to the next level. Let's make it happen together. I hope I get to see you in our next cohort of Level Up, Your Business, Your Life. Then another way that he rewards you, and this one is yearly, is with your tax bucket, is if you are doing the work and you're putting aside a certain percentage every income, that every check that comes into your business, every bank deposit, you're putting a percentage into your tax bucket. And then you pay your taxes as you do, quarterly or yearly, whatever it is for you. And then at the end of the year, whatever's left over is yours as owner's pay. And then you start all over again January 1st. So that is so much peace of mind, knowing that taxes are already taken care of, set aside. For me, it's even the cost of the CPA is covered in there, so that expense is already allocated. And there's no stress when it's time to pay taxes because you have it already set aside. So today, on January 13th, 2025, Ms. Melissa Rose is purchasing a new-to-me car for the first time ever. I'm 48. Now, that's another little side tangent. I have two daughters that bought their first car like at 18 and one at 16. And they did it themselves, and I was so proud of them. I haven't bought a car because I'm in that generation where I was given a car by my parents and then drove that forever and ever, then got married, and my husband at the time took care of buying the car. And I've never done this. So now, after driving a minivan for 10 years, I, have to do this as a single mom. And I'm going, okay, how do I do this? So I ask for help because I'm not an expert in cars or selling cars or buying cars, and had a friend help me. He was able to help me sell my van. You guys, my van had 212,000 miles on it. It's nearly 10 years old, and he was able to help me sell it, and we got a great price for it. So then that added more financial freedom to purchase this next car because I had saved in my profit enough to purchase a car. It's going to be a great car for me. I'm super, super, super excited that it's paid for in cash. That was the only requirement I have, is that I buy a car and I pay cash for it. So that way it lasts me a few years and I just repeat the process. So that way I have cash for the next car. So was this easy? The framework is easy. It's absolutely easy, and that's what's lovely about it. Is it hard? Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. There were some months in my business that I was like, I can't pay myself. I have to not take anything or take super, super little because the operation expenses were there and the income wasn't there. There's been times that I've had to take retained earnings and bring it into the business sooner than I would like. It's not always perfect, but this framework is such a fabulous guide. You don't have to start with 20% in each bucket. He recommends start with 1%, and then the next month go to 2%, and then the next month go to 3%. And I recommend the same thing. Start small so that you can slowly start to get used to that new level of income, new level of operation expenses that you have to work with. Just like that room, you've heard this analogy, when the room is 70 degrees and you turn it down to 60, you're going to want to bring it back up to 70. We're used to a certain threshold of stress in our business, of cash flow in our business. So when we start to change it too drastically, we genuinely don't know how to handle it. And we will bring ourselves back to the level we were at. So going slow and being super disciplined, so worth it. And it takes time, I'm not going to lie. Here we are, it's 2025. I started this in 2020, and there have been some ebbs and flows for sure. But the fact that today I'm able to hand over that hard-earned cash and say thank you to myself, do it with no guilt, feels so, so good. So I want to close this episode by just encouraging you all, of course, if you have not read Profit First, it's a very, very good book. Highly recommend it. Even if you are really good with your finances, it's a great way to maybe enhance your skill set even further. Below, I have a link where you can click my favorite books. I have a tab there of business books and then a section of course, fun books, more leadership books. But as far as business books, Profit First is at the top. So go grab it if you haven't. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you taking the time out to check in on brick and mortar visibility. If you got any value out of today's episode, or if you've been a listener for a while and haven't left an Apple iTunes review, I would love to hear from you. So please leave an honest rating and review. This helps brick and mortar visibility get out to even more businesses like us. Have a great, great week. Next week, we are coming in with some juicy content all about SEO and how to create killer content that Google and your readers love. All right, y'all. Have a great week. We will see you here, same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye-bye. As I get older, I have learned that taking care of myself is non-negotiable. As life gets busier and energy more precious, I found something that's been an absolute game changer, especially in my energy and focus. Meet Make Wellness, the next level nutraceuticals that are revolutionizing how I care for my mind, body, and spirit. These clean, science-backed supplements are crafted to help you feel amazing from the inside out. With powerful bioactive ingredients and a no BS commitment to transparency, Make Wellness is here to fuel your focus, boost your energy, and keep you thriving every single day. Ready to feel unstoppable? Go to the link here in my bio or head to msmelissarose.com/tools to see this product and my other top products that I use every single day.